All right. What's up, everybody? John here, Chief Motivator. Getting ready for a little mobility and mindset. Make sure you guys can see me appropriately where I need you to see me. Go. That should work. Oh, okay. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me. More importantly, for you. So we're going to start with a little bit of some mobility and stretch work, and really just try to focus on our breathing as we stretch. And then we will finish with just a few minutes of some Shavasana meditation. You can be seated or on your back if you'd like. Okay? So let's go into a half kneeling stretch first. So I'm going to have you just put your left leg forward here. We're going to squeeze the opposite cheek and tuck the pelvis under. So you should feel a nice little stretch coming through the front of your leg. We're going to reach that arm up and over just a little bit and embrace that stretch all the way through the hips and the front of the leg. Wondering if you guys can hear one of my children going crazy outside right now. Just breathing through that stretch. Still squeezing that glute, the leg that's down, to focus on increasing that stretch. So from here, we're going to keep stretching that, but I want you to pop this arm back and go into a tricep stretch. Focus on lengthening out through the tricep. Keep going. Still breathing. In through the nose. Long, slow exhale through the mouth. Good. Relax that arm down. Still stretching that hip flexor and psoas. We're going to bring the arm across the body. Try to relax the shoulders as you pull. And as you're breathing, you're exhaling, you're pulling deeper into that stretch. Good. Relax that arm. So with the leg that's half bent right here, we're going to extend that leg forward and then slowly lean into that stretch. We're really just going to focus on hinging from the hip. And you might not have to come far to feel that nice hamstring stretch. That's what I want you to focus on. Again, just breathing. Hands can be wherever you want. I don't want you to slouch into this posture though. I want you to really just be mindful of your movement. Thinking about lifting that tailbone up as you hinge forward. Good. Before we switch sides, we're going to swing into a pigeon pose here. So this down leg is going to stay down. We're going to bring it forward in front of us, almost to 90 degrees, and this back leg is going to be all the way down straight. So you'll be here, you can, into a nice little pigeon pose. Now, if that's not possible for you, you can always swing onto your back, cross the leg, and pull it up a little bit if you'd like. All right? But if you can, you're here with me in that pigeon. No need to sink too deep into this. I want you to be mindful of trying to line up the knee, the hip, and the shoulder as best you can. And then breathe into that stretch. And just slowly come down into it if you need to. A lot of times people will drop to the ground in the stretch and they kind of just flop to the side. So they're not really getting as good of a stretch as they could. Still focusing on your breathing. In through the nose. Long, slow exhale through the mouth. Trying to release that hip and glute. Slowly come out of that. Now we're going to put that right foot forward. Whatever leg you did do last time. Squeeze the glute on the opposite leg, the leg that's down. We're squeezing that glute and we're trying to tuck the pelvis underneath. Once you're there, you can come just an inch or two forward if you need to. You should feel a pretty good little stretch coming from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your knee. And then we're going to bring that arm up and over just a little bit. Not much, but you're not trying to drive forward into that leg. I barely move forward at all. We're just really focusing on engaging that glute to lift the pelvis up. It's going to help us increase that stretch. Good. Bring that arm up and across for a tricep stretch. Trying to pull down and really lengthen out that tricep. Relax from that and then pull it across the body. Neck and shoulders relaxed. Coming across. Feeling the good stretch. The side of the shoulder, even the back. From there, again, we're going to stand up a little bit taller. Extend that leg out. Hinge forward. We should feel that stretch. Now, if you need to increase that stretch, again, instead of trying to slide down lower, just point your toe back towards your face. That'll improve and increase that stretch, trust me. Again, being mindful of the posture as we hinge into it. Then breathing through it. Try to release the tension. Improve our mobility, flexibility. Okay, from there we're going to go into our pigeon pose on the other side. Leg across. If not, you're on your back for the other modification that I showed. Knee, hip, shoulder. Trying your best to line it up. Breathing into that stretch. You notice that the down leg is even getting a little stretch. Same thing. Now up into the hip flexor, maybe a little bit of the groin area. But really focus on the hips and glutes on this down leg. Good. All right. Slowly now, I want you to come down into a little child's pose. We're going to spread the knees apart a little bit. Toes touching the back. Extend those arms out all the way. I want you to really sink and try to get the hips down towards those heels and reach those hands the opposite direction. All right. Really sink into it. But keep those elbows up off the floor, reaching straight ahead for now. Your forehead can come down to the floor and you're just focusing on your breathing, feeling everything relax from the low of the back all the way up, stretching out those lats up here underneath the armpit. So stay here, but I want you to tiptoe the hands to one side where you're keeping that lower body pretty neutral where it is. You're going to feel an increased stretch down the lats all the way down. Go ahead and move to the other side. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our back. I want you to start by hugging your left knee up. We're going to get a nice good pull up into the high hip and glute. Now, I want you to take your opposite hand and sneak it under your low back. Being mindful that when you pull that leg back, I don't want you to smush that hand. That means your hips are just rotating, all right? I want you to keep that tiny, tiny little bit of pressure on your hand is fine. Neutral spine. And as you pull that leg up, don't increase the pressure on that hand. Once you feel pretty confident you can do that, you can bring that hand around and you can pull it up a little higher if you like. Still breathing in through the nose. Long exhale. From here, I want you to slowly bring that leg across the body, but only bring this leg over so far as your shoulder blades can stay down on the floor. So if I can only pull to here, then that's as far as this leg goes, all right? You can then look towards the opposite hand, open up the chest and shoulders while you hold this leg in place. And as you exhale and breathe, I want you to let that leg just drop as best you can. Opening up. Improving that ability to separate lower body from upper body. Still breathing. Feeling that belly expand with breath. Exhale. We're going to roll all the way to the side now. Rest your head right in your arm. And if you can, grab either your sock, your foot, your shoe, whatever it is, and pull back into a nice stretch here. I want you to be mindful that as you pull back, don't arch your back to get into the position. Rest your head down if you like. You can cradle it if you want. Hold back on that foot, but be mindful to draw the belly in. And don't arch the back to get to that spot. Still just focusing on your breath. Slowly release. We're going to pop up the other leg. So again, get a pull. Sneak that hand in the low back to maintain that neutral spine. Pull up, up, up. Once you feel pretty confident, you can pull without plastering your low back here to the floor. Then you can bring that hand around to join if you'd like. Exhale as you pull up and increase that stretch. Breathing in, expanding the belly with breath. Exhaling all that tension, not just out of this muscle that we're trying to mobilize and stretch and lengthen, but out of everywhere. Just let it go. Be here. Be present. You're going to slowly bring that leg across your body. Being mindful to, again, open up the arm, look towards that hand, and keep the shoulder blades on the ground. Breathe into this stretch. Go ahead and roll all the way to that side. Cradle the arm, pop the leg back into a little stretch. Again, drawing the navel in. Be mindful not to arch the back to get there. So keep the rib cage compact. Just focus on that breathing. Appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. I'm trying to keep it relatively short and sweet so that we all know that we can make the time for a little bit of mobility, meditation, relaxation. It's an important piece of the process. So you're not always just go, 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 whether it's in life or workout mode. Believe me, easier said than done, even for me. Go ahead and release from that. We should go down onto your back again. Stretch your toes, flex your toes back and forth. Stretch your arms up overhead if you can. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, give me a nice slow snow angel till the hands rest at your side. Your palms open, feet flare when they will, eyes closed. I just want you to sit here for a few more minutes with me, slowing your breathing down, slowing your heart rate down, feeling yourself sink into the floor. Every breath, every exhale, everything gets kind of heavier and just sinks, and you're just releasing everything, all the tension, all the stress. fear, frustration, anxiety, just let it go. Every breath in brings a new breath of life and positivity and beautiful energy. Every exhale relinquishes and lets go of everything else. I want you to bring your focus, keep your focus on your breath, but I want you to bring your focus to just one thing, one person, one experience that really stands out in your mind right now that you are extremely grateful for, especially right now in what is a challenging time for many of us. You just hold that thought, not in your head, but in your heart. With each breath in, I want you to feel the gratitude and the love expanding to that person, that thing, that experience. Until every inch of your being is consumed by this gratitude, by this love. Bringing your attention to how great things really are. If you just slow down and bring your thoughts to what brings you the most joy. I'll leave you with a quote. It's anonymous. Learn from the past, live in the now, and be optimistic about the future. Really appreciate you all taking the time to tune in and join me for a little 20-minute mobility and mindset meditation session. This is your chief motivator for Method 3 Fitness, John Herringer, signing off, and I'll see you guys very soon.